Okay, let's now turn to another slightly tricky area here, banking. Yes. Well, you're holding your hand up, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, well, okay, what is to be done, to paraphrase Lenin?
Or actually, if you were to take a look at the phenomenon, it is perfectly understandable. And as I personally see it, there may be three reasons why the trust rating is lower. Number one, moral hazard. It's taxpayers' money who save you, and it's bankers who get paid. Moral hazard. The second element is essentially conflict management. When people are dealing with the institutions who trade on their own account, they are not always sure if the recommendations that they are receiving from their counterparties is for their benefit or for the benefit of the bank. So second element is conflict management. A third element is that people know instinctively that banks are not out of the woods yet. Okay? From time to time, you hear the sort of stories of certain banking exposures to the likes of Greece, Ireland, and also there are some horror stories about CMBS rolling. So unless we tackle all these three major factors, it'll be very difficult for the banks to regain the confidence. And I would say it's either 5-year cure on the optimistic side or 10-year cure. To answer your question about this moral hazard, I think a lot has been done from the regulatory front, and Basel III is happening, and also Dodd-Frank Act is happening. And it's important to know that there is unspoken desire among regulators, that is that notion of taxpayers' money never again may be the real purpose as opposed to financial stability function. I think we are getting there halfway. But what Basel III will do is to force banks to have a greater cushion in the capital, so that the probability of using taxpayers is lower. But what I can say to you is that more to come. As we speak, there are some debate in which the people would try to find a solution that instead of taxpayers' money, let the law of capitalism work. Therefore, shareholders should lose money.
And bondholders as well?
Junior bondholders and the senior bondholders. Of course, they have sort of a cost of a transition. The longer term, we need to get there.
Okay, quickly. Is there a difference in trust levels that you detect regarding Japanese banks in Japan and the American attitude?
Actually, if you were to look at trust among people to banks in India, China, and Japan, surprisingly, they're very high.
Yeah.
And those are the host nations for banks who did not create a problem in the last crisis round.
So they've all forgotten all that excess lending that you guys did 25 years ago?
Excess lending, you're going to have it. Okay? And the only way to prevent it is to make it expensive.
Fine. Good. Very good.